Welcome to our podcast. I'm Darren, also known as Elflord64, and I'm followed by two special guests, all the other co-hosts, whatever you want to call them.
That'll be my turn. I'm Elwood, also known as Furry. You can call me Furry, or Furry Lizard, but yeah, Furry is good.
Yeah, and I'm Matt, also known as Magnex, 1878 or 1991, take your pick.
You're awkward having two different ones.
Well, you know.
Furry's
It's called creativity, yeah?
No, fair enough, I'm not going to complain.
Furry's just short for the full one, you know.
Yeah, well, I can't complain either on that one either.
I call it L instead of Elwood.
No, that works. Right, so we're here to talk a bit about gaming and stuff, random life, and coffee. And coffee, because that's all I'm drinking is iced coffee.
Iced coffee.
Well, yeah, McDonald's iced coffee, but I'm making it at home because it's cheaper, and I'm a cheapskate, and I'm not spending $2.19 on one.
Oh, okay. I just drink black coffee, so...
Gotta have it with milk, man. Gotta have it with milk.
Nah, black.
I just don't like coffee.
You're the awkward run. Right. Right, so things that are in the news today about gamey stuff.
News. I'm not good on news.
Well, you guys have all seen the GIF of the humping dogs, haven't you?
Yes,
Of course.
now.
Right.
From GTA 5. Nice, Rockstar.
There you go. That's a developer just spending a bit of time going, 2 dogs, hump, done. That's an Easter egg. Wouldn't you do it? Be honest, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie there. That's really hilarious, actually.
Yes, mother.
I mean, the whole wildlife thing they've done there. I mean, that's probably the first time we put dogs in GTA.
Yeah, and they've actually
Or
made
any
them.
animals, actually, apart from birds. I might be shooting birds.
Well, actually pretty cool. I think it's an interesting little, add-on. It's not something that you would expect.
Yeah, they've done a lot with the outdoorsy kind of thing now. It's not just cars and people. I'm always anxious to see when they put kids in GTA. Because I've always wanted to kill a kid in GTA. I don't know if that's,
Sure, that's against the law.
maybe, I don't know.
I, not being funny, I would actually do the same thing.
But you do a lot of other illegal things in GTA, so why not kill kids? You know, is that racist?
No, I'm on your side here, I'm on your side.
Sorry to defect it.
I haven't got a side.
No opinion. Right, what else is in the news? What else has anybody seen?
Well, there's the Square Enix games coming out on the PS3 soon.
So which ones we got? Go on, tell us a bit about it. You should know.
Well, we got the Kingdom Hearts ones. Is it Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 coming out for HD on
No,
the disc?
it's the first Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah.
and then it's the first Kingdom Hearts with the 1.5 remix.
Yeah.
Isn't that got extra split screens
Yes.
and such?
Different things in it, and then it's got what was that one that came out for DS? Is it 300 something odd days? I can't remember what it's called.
The 365 one, isn't it?
But yeah, it's got the first Kingdom Hearts with Final Mix,
Yeah.
and then it's got Chain of Memories, which came out for, I'm pretty sure that came out for DS as well.
Yeah,
That's going to be weird on the console.
see, the Kingdom Hearts one was 358 over 2 days.
Yeah,
So that one's talking about a year with extra bits, wasn't it?
yeah. So you got the 2 DS games remastered into PS3,
Yeah.
and then the final mix of the first Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, right. I thought it was the first 2. That's kind of backwards. Putting one console game and then the handheld games onto console.
Technically it is both games though, because it's replaying the first 2 games in high def and all that, but with
I don't know. I didn't play any others from the first 2 on the console, because I don't know. I never really had any handheld, devices. So
see, that game for me is not a game I would play in a handheld console because
No, I tried to play it on my when I had my DS. I bought it and I played it, and to be honest, I really didn't enjoy it for the DS. But
see, I
might be a different feel on the PS3. Well, we can only see.
See, I'm a fan of liking the console and then remembering the fact that you've played it. Well, we've all probably played it on the PS2, have we not?
Yeah.
That's my nostalgia. I like to play it that way. So,
But I mean, they've done Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 remix, So no doubt for the PS4, well, probably late PS4, knowing Square Enix, they'll make a 2.5 or something, or a 2 remix, where they'll release the second Kingdom Hearts.
I hope so, because I like the story in the first one. The story in the first one was the best. That's basically where it all started. It was brilliant, even though it was like childish, but I loved it.
Oh, he doesn't go on.
The combat in the second one was much improved.
See, I've heard rumours that with this remix, the final mix and everything, they've improved the combat system and everything, and the way it feels.
See, I don't know if that would be good or bad.
Well, that's it, we can only play it and give it a review, really, can't we?
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Because we'll have it by then.
See, I've read a lot of mixed views on it. Like, I'm not sure which one it is. It's Chain of Memories or the 358 over 2 days. I don't know. It could be both. But a lot of people are saying, like, in those ones, the battle system involves like this card system.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say it's like really bad.
It's one thing they sort of did with Kingdom Hearts. They sort of moved it over to like handheld devices, which was sort of a bad idea, really, in my eyes, because it just, I don't know, they forgot about the console.
See, I'm surprised the development time between like creating a third game in the series is taken, 10 years now?
Yeah.
And they've had time to release remixes and HDs in the middle, but it's wondering if this is a ploy to get people to want to buy this before 3 comes out, if you get me. Because I can't remember, off my top of the head, I can't remember the story for 1 and 2. And I got asked about it the other day, and I just can't. So I'm wondering, this would be a game I would pick up to help me fill out the blanks before I get 3, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, I only played the first and, 1 and 2 on the console. I didn't play any of the handheld, so I don't know where the story fits in. So
yeah,
it'll be a bit of an experience for me when I get the game.
Logging back onto the final mix of Kingdom Hearts 1, it says here, in the original and the final mix versions of Kingdom Hearts, the command menu had 4 commands: attack, magic, and items.
Yeah.
And the 4th context was like sensitives for slots.
Yeah.
That varied depending on what player had time, blah blah blah. Anyway, in this one, they've updated the command menu so it's attack, magic, items, and summons.
Oh, yeah.
Summons was originally under magic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And they've said that they've included the introduction of reaction commands from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, that was.
And our trigger by pressing the triangle button. Yeah, we already know that.
That was better for opening chests during battle. It made things.
Yeah, the camera will work more like the Kingdom Hearts 2 one.
That was better too.
Click R3 to reset the camera behind Sora.
That'll be useful.
Because on the first one, you had to use like both triggers, or they were R2 and L2 back on the PS2. But
yeah, it says overall the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix was modified so it'd play more similarly to Kingdom Hearts 2 and Chain of Memories to create a more consistent playstyle throughout the series. So to be honest, I'm actually looking forward to having a go on it. Yeah,
that seems a lot better than just like updating the combat. I think updating the combat would have changed the game a bit too much, but updating the controls so it's less clunky is brilliant.
Always useful.
Yeah. It did feel a bit stiff on the PS2, to be honest.
Yeah, especially with the changes.
No innuendos there, by the way.
Right. You've all heard of the Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn remake or re-release of Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
Right. I've been trying to download a copy, okay? Because it's been absolutely hammered and there's been tons of people wanting to play it, I've wanted to download a copy. I don't want to go out, order one online and have to go pick up a game, pick up the disc, put it in. I'd rather digital download. Right, I'm looking now because they're trying to open it up. Because I'm in UK, I am not able to download one from the store, right? Okay. The UK store, I can't download one. If I go to the US store, right, I'm paying dollars, it'll cost me $30, so that's £17. It's like $1 more expensive than in Britain's pounds, but I can get one. Explain that to me. Please explain that to me. I'm not able to download it because I'm in Britain, but in America they can.
Not a clue.
Tell me that.
I don't know. The internet's dodgy with some things like that.
Do you tell me that? I can't get it here. I can get a disc here, but I can't go and buy one online. I can't download one online. Just because there's too many people. Just because there's too many people wanting to play a game that I already own.
That was like Dota though. I was trying to download Dota 2. and I was like, there was like 5k people in front of me for a queue to download it because they wouldn't allow just like hundreds and thousands of people to jump in because they'd overload their servers, so they're unlocking it for people slowly.
But when you like 50,000 of the list to log in?
Yeah. That was a long wait.
Did you ever get in?
Yeah, I've got it now, but it's just so slow.
See, I had it in beta, so when you lot were trying to log in and we were struggling, I could get in every time.
Yeah, I was meaning to download it during the beta phase, but I didn't get to until, I just didn't give myself a chance until it actually came out.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Right. I got one right. Do you know, a few years back now, right? Childhood days. Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a game.
Who agrees that they need to make like a refreshed version of that for the new DSs? Like just to put on general DS or 3DS?
What do you think, like a HD remake or just a...
Yeah, just a HD make with it, with obviously better graphics and maybe a bit more gameplay, whatever.
Did they not do that already?
No, they haven't. It's the only ones they haven't.
Oh, right.
Because they did Leaf Green and Fire Red.
Yeah, those were just like blue and red.
Yeah, because...
With better graphics.
But it's...
Yeah.
Right, but isn't Yellow... No, don't get me wrong. Isn't Yellow the master version of Red and Blue?
It's like the same as Red and Blue, but more towards the series they did, in the fact that when you go to Professor Oak's, there's no more Pokemon, and you just get given a fucking Thunder Mouse.
Because that's what you're given, a Thunder Mouse.
Yeah, it's just basically the same game, but more towards the actual. Basically, you play as Ash instead of Red, as they call it.
Right.
I mean, like, let's be honest, right? Who doesn't want to start with a bloody Pikachu?
That follows you round.
Exactly.
Right.
In HD, that would be wicked.
Right. What we need to do, we need to make a list of 5 games that need a HD remix.
Well,
List of 5 games.
Yeah, list of 5 games.
HD.
Pokemon Yellow for starters.
Pokemon Yellow.
Well, we got one there. Okay.
All right, Pokemon Yellow.
I've been waiting for, some sort of HD remake of the Time Splitter series. And remember the Time Splitter series?
I love those games.
Oh my god, they were brilliant. The first one didn't have any story to it, but I played it anyway. I started playing on the second game, but yeah, they need to make that playable on these consoles that we have nowadays.
Definitely.
You're definitely right.
So hilarious. Sergeant Cortez is probably one of my favourite characters in gaming of all time.
So let's see, we got Pokemon Yellow,
The
Time Splinters. What else is there? See, I'd say something like Quake 3.
I haven't played any of the Quake games.
I'd love to have a HD remake of a Quake
I
game.
played the demo of Quake 3, but...
What do you think? Quake 3 Arena now come out in 2000, 1999, 2000, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's been ported to the PS2 and it's been ported to the Xbox. But for a 14-year-old release that's still popular, it could take an advantage of like wide communities of people playing on 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4. And you think that it'd be an interesting one. That game is the most popular one. That's my take on it. See, I think of old games myself, like the original Star Wars X-Wing game, but then they do make newer versions of it all the time.
Oh, that's it.
Come on, put your head
I can't
together.
really think of any others because, like, a lot of the other games I used to play are already HD remakes. Like,
Is there
the Metal Gear Solid series, they've done a remake for that. The Prince of Persia series, they did a remake for that. Devil May Cry, there's already a remake for that. They started doing the Spyro series. That came out
Is there?
They're releasing the HD remake of Final Fantasy X, which is obviously we all want.
Is there a 7 in HD yet? Final Fantasy 7?
No. They stopped that, didn't they? They were going to, but they decided not to.
See, that is one of most people say, the best Final Fantasy being that one, right? And it's arguably one of the better. But I'm curious, why has that never been made into a HD remake?
I can't remember why they stopped, but they were planning on doing it. They just stopped. Don't know why.
One of those interesting ones. Right, have you seen, the guy who creates Metal Gear Solid, Kojima? Yeah. Have you seen what he's created for his female characters, the designs for them?
No, I haven't.
Right, I'm going to give you guys a link. This is his take on creating a more... I don't want to say the word until you've seen it, but this is what he's taken for the female characters.
Nice.
Right? That's his take.
Okay.
Right?
Lovely.
So,
With a chicken bikini and some battle damaged leggings, and you've got yourself a female gaming character. That's all you kind of need to do. Just show off the shit.
Show.
he said in an interview, you're going to notice when you play, there's a limited dialogue in the Metal Gear Solid 5, and for that reason, we really want to show the characteristics of each character. Sexy could be for the guys. Are you going to see Snake in a bikini?
No.
Okay, when you see Snake in a bikini, I just imagine the original Snake, and that's a disturbing image in my head now.
Well, I'm bringing it up. That's what they want to make. But then people say, oh, we want to make games less sexist. Is that really making it happen?
No, making games not sexist for the female gender is just never going to happen. I mean, in any MMO, you get like low-level armor for females, which covers their entire body, and then you get the higher-level armor
Check
for
this thing.
MMOs, and then it's like, you know, barely any armor at all, but it's more powerful.
Exactly.
Stuff that covers everything, you know. Yeah, gaming's never going to be non-sexist. It's just always going to be that way.
Oh, I got something that will excite you a little bit, Elwood. You wish you had a Vita.
Vita, right, okay.
Yeah, because they've released the HD Blackrock Shooter game for the PS Vita.
Oh my god, they made a Blackrock shooter game? I want it now.
You can buy the new PSP Vita 2000, I believe they called it, the slim version, and it's like a little bit cheaper, and I think it's like £100 or $100, and it comes with memory in it as well, and that's like cheap.
Handheld gaming's never been one of those things I've done. I just don't tend to enjoy it as much.
I think a point.
Don't know why, but just don't.
Apparently, Steam is also going to be releasing family sharing. So you can share your Steam library of games with close family and friends. Share your computer, now share your games too. So it allows you to choose, say for example, you'd be Elwood's games, then I would be Darren's games, and you'd have Matt's games. You'd be able to play each other's games. But then you would also earn your own Steam achievements.
Huh.
And you would save all the...
Making gaming cheaper for everybody.
It is. It's killing my wallet every time. You can only give this to 10 people, the family sharing one, but that's not bad. And not all Steam games are available.
I guess the developers don't really want it being shared.
It's like if titles require additional third-party keys, so a game will require a key to play on a specific account. So, for like a Battlefield, you have a Battlefield Net account or a subscription. They can't be shared between people, but that's understandable.
I mean, who else here is excited for the Watchdog?
Oh,
release?
I am definitely. I can't wait for that to come out. Ever since you showed me the trailer that a couple of years ago, I was like, oh my god.
That I think is going to be great.
They just sort of I don't know,
They've outdone themselves there, really, and it does look amazing.
Apparently, Microsoft have bought the domain name xb1.com.
Why?
Because they don't like people calling it an X-Bone.
X-Bone.
See, you think X-Bone. So Microsoft has bought xbone.com because...
Sounds like an ex-girlfriend. That was my X-Bone, you know?
I never thought of that one. Brilliant. So they bought that.
I saw something on the internet said if people call the Xbox XB1, does that mean Xbox One fans are going to be called XB1ers?
Ooh.
And that typed out spells Xboner.
Xboner.
I laughed. It was hilarious.
I want to move on to Apple. Talking about Apple. Not Apple's the fruit, but Apple the brand. They've released a new phone.
Yeah,
right.
The 5S and 5C.
Right, the 5S and the 5C. Okay, the 5S, is it really much of an increase from the 5? alone.
Performance-wise, yes.
Right, it's got a different processor. It's got the A7 over the A6. Right.
And it's got better camera and stuff like that.
Right, better camera. Right, the only thing I like about it is the fingerprint scanner on the front.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool, right? But it's got an A7 quad-core processor, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same power as what my Android phone is now.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera. I don't know the spec of the camera off my head, but my new phone that I want to get, the Note 3, is already a step ahead. I'm just concerned that Apple are going to start being like left in the dust a little now.
I don't know, because I've had both. I've had Apple phones and, Samsung phones or Android phones, whatever you want to call them. And there's things I liked about both. I don't know, I just find the iPhone a bit more, easier, smaller as well, obviously.
The thing about Apple is they make great product, but the software I just dislike completely. The fact that it's very limited to be able to customize the fucking thing.
Right. It's only got an 8... Then the new the 5S only has an 8 megapixel sensor now, but it's got a higher, bigger aperture, so that's the size of the lens. Right, it's now an f2.2, so it lets in a bit more light. So it's got a 33% increase of light, okay? So it lets a bit more light coming into the ones. My new phone has a 12 megapixel camera with a 2.5, I believe the aperture is, that records 4K videos. Well, this one on the new iPhone only allows it to record up to 1080p. So I just seen that they're behind again. Samsung released 4K. 4K is going to be a brilliant thing, and it's going to allow people to create nicer, bigger videos. And I'm just concerned that they're starting to drag behind. They're not. This isn't a new design, and it's not innovative to say, "Oh, look, this is completely new." Here's the phone. Here's a slightly better this. Please spend some more money.
I mean, that's what Apple always do, don't they? They release a product, like they released the 5. I mean, the 5 when it came out was, let's be honest, top of the market. It was awesome.
Yes.
And then, obviously, Android have gone, hey, have a look at this one. Outbeat it. And then Apple do the same procedure every time. They make an upgraded version, which isn't amazing, but it's just got better specs. And then next year, they'll release, a 6 or whatever, and that'll be top of the market until... It's just how the competition goes, really. It's a touchy subject, because really, Android and iPhone, comparing them as a touchy subject, it's the same as comparing Xbox with PS3.
I completely agree.
If you get what I mean. It's just, the subject is very dodgy. It's personal opinion for both things.
Yeah, there's a lot about, personal opinion and preparation,
I want a phone that's top of the spec, right? Because I have had the top of the spec phone every time my contract gives it me. I don't want the next... Say the Note 3 had come out and it was just, oh, here you go, here's the new Note 3. It's got a slightly bigger battery. It's got a little bit better camera. I want a phone that goes, right, here's the new one. It's revolutionary. This is totally different. And I just feel that since Steve Jobs has died and he's no longer there to push the creativity, I'm just worried that it's starting to stagnate a little. And they need to come out with something that's completely brand new. Like the new Samsung Gear, the watch, the watch with the LED screen that links to your smartphone.
Yeah.
Apple, in going back in a few years, Apple would have created that instantly. That would be Apple's product. Look, the iWatch, for example, as they would have dubbed it, not more than likely, would be revolutionary. But they're not. Sony and Samsung have both created watches. Where's Apple's? That's what I'm concerned about. They're just starting to see a drop. Maybe that's just... And also, can I recommend you guys to go and buy the Humble Indie Bundle 9? The Indie Bundle one, it costs you £3 and a penny. You get 5 amazing games. Just buy it. £3 and a penny is, the price of a bacon bap.
I would, I'm damn broke.
Do you want me to buy you a copy, Elwood?
The story, then.
Right, the story. Go on. I'll let you tell him.
Computer's knackering now. Darren goes, let System restore it. Yeah, okay, that's nice.
Right, we had to... tell him why you had to System restore it.
Because it was fucked.
All you guys need to know.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And, let's go with that. And then We're waiting. It's about 3/4 of the way through the installation now. Darren looks at my keyboard and goes, I wonder what those buttons do. There's symbols on them. He could look. Does he look? No, just presses every single one, shuts down the computer, fucks up the installation massively. We have to start from scratch. Mind you, this is what, 1:45?
In the morning. That's terrible.
So don't let Darren know your computer.
I pressed,
Especially if you have a German keyboard.
I pressed that button because it was German.
It's got a power symbol on it. It says PC.
Right. It's 3:30 in the morning now. No. What it was 2:30 in the morning when I pressed that button about. I was tired. I was delusional.
Definitely are, yeah.
I leaned over the keyboard and I just like, what do these buttons do? Press. You didn't go, don't do that. It's dangerous. You let me do it.
Well, by the time you said what these buttons do, before I could even react, you were pressing them.
Go away. Is there anything anybody else wants to add?
Yeah, well, in that case, I guess this has been like the first podcast we've done, so
Yeah.
hope you guys sort of enjoyed it, or at least had some sort of entertainment. I know it was kind of funny in part for us, so I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys very much for watching and listening. I hope you have gotten to the end of this podcast. This is number 1. I do understand that there was a few audio technical issues in the middle. I tried to do what I could do in post, but it's a little bit more difficult than I expected. We're hopefully going to try and get these up once a week or once every 2 weeks, something like that. We're going to work on a schedule, and we're going to come up with a name, and we're going to try and do a few more other things with it. We do appreciate you actually watching, listening, and actually following us and tweeting us. All the information that you're going to need is now going to be displayed on the screen just after my horrible voice. And there's going to be things in the link dump just below. Thank you once again, and goodbye. Right, guys, my mother is actually screaming at me for something, so give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
You know we gotta keep that in, right?
It's like Wallowitz. In a minute, Ma!
God dang it, man.
With my friend.
Just about to say that. God dang it, man. I'm on the phone with my friend. Oh, no.
Right, I'm back. That was interesting. My mum was screaming at me because somebody was on the phone and she was wanting to leave for work.